Tom Curran took 6 for 61 on the opening day of Surrey's latest LV County Championship match with Gloucestershire in Bristol, the home team's second best for much of the day. Put in gloomy conditions in the West Country, Gloucestershire lost their skipper Will Tavares to Sam Curran's first ball. LBW the decision as Tavares went without scoring. That brought in Gareth Roderick early to deal with a fired-up attack on a pitch with a fair amount of grass on it. It was a struggle for the home batsman to begin with, but Roderick batted well as he tried to get his informed team off to a decent start in spite of that early loss. Chris Dent had made a dozen out of a score of 32 when he chose too late to leave a ball from Sam Curran alone and played on. 9 runs later and Gloucestershire were 3 down. Hamish Marshall bowled by Tom Curran for the first of his 6 wickets. With Sam out of the attack, Roderick tried to make hay and he began to dominate the scoring in partnership with Benny Howell, who made only 3 of a 4th wicket partnership of 22. Roderick hit James Burke for 4 fours in a single over. That stand though was ended by Tom Curran, now into his 8th over, as he had Howell held by Jason Roy in a pack slip cordon for the bowler's 50th championship wicket of the season. It was an ideal start for Surrey, who could even be promoted by the end of this round of matches. They were held up by Roderick, who was at his 50 off 57 balls, an innings containing 9 boundaries. His 50 was made out of a total of 76 for 4. Indeed, Roderick appeared to be playing a different game than the rest of his teammates, and he'd moved on to 68 when he lost Kieran Nima Barnett at the other end straight after lunch for 6, as he nicked off to Jay Dernbach with a total on 103 for 5. That became 106 for 6 in the next over, when Jack Taylor got a thin edge to give Tom Curran his 3rd wicket of the day. His 4th soon followed, a fine catch behind the stumps by Gary Wilson off an inside edge, removing Roderick for 71. He on his way with the score reading 111 for 7. Gloucestershire came into this match on the back of 3 straight wins in this competition, and they would not have expected to find themselves in such a position against a Surrey team which came into this match 54 points clear of 3rd place Glamorgan and only 10 behind 2nd Division leaders Lancashire. The Londoners were now held up by James Fuller, who decided that the best approach was to go on the attack. He and Tom Smith had nearly turned a one-day game around for their team earlier this week, and Smith was again on hand to help out Fuller as these two put on the best partnership of the innings at this point. Fuller produced some extraordinary shots in his 40-ball 48, including this maximum off Burke. But having made his 48 out of a stand for the 8th wicket of 57, Fuller was foxed by Tom Curran and bowled, the bowler earning the 4th 5-wicket haul of his career. David Payne then joined Smith, and this pair took their side through to the tea break, which came with Gloucestershire on 203 for 8, Smith again proving to be a thorn in Surrey's side with the bat. Only last year he batted for more than 4 hours against them in making a first-class best of 80. And he continued to frustrate the visiting attack into the evening, showing those above him in the order how it should have been done. Smith has come on leaps and bounds as a batsman this year and has hit 2 double hundreds elsewhere. He was left stranded on 47 here after Payne, who'd made 21, gave Tom Curran his 6th wicket with an edge to Rory Burns. Gareth Batty then bowled Liam Norwell as Gloucestershire were all out in the 72nd over for 233. Curran Senior with 6 for 61 from 25. The future looks bright for Surrey on the day that Chris Tremlett announced his retirement because of injury. It was a job well done by the visitors, and they now look to Burns and Aaron Haranath to make the most of the bowlers' efforts. Burns loves this ground. He scored his career best 199 at this venue last summer, and he and his partner had few difficulties against the new ball. Both picked off their shots well enough as they knocked off 64 of the runs in the first 18 overs of the reply and looked as if they were going to head to the close with their wickets intact. But then both fell before stumps were drawn. On 39, Haranath was brilliantly held behind by Roderick off a bottom edge, Norwell with his 53rd championship wicket of the summer. Then Burns, who'd made 24, drove loosely at Howell and picked out Fuller at mid-off. Sam Curran in as night watchman and Ben Folkes then saw out the remaining 8 deliveries in adding 8 runs to take their team to 74 for 2 at the close. Surrey will resume on the second morning then, 159 runs behind.